You beautiful, beautiful, beautiful messes of people and masses of things. Welcome back to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast where James and I, Sean, how you doing, go through Lucha Underground episode by episode, season 1, episode 34, Gold and Guerreros this week. Ooh. What's going on, James?
Sean, your new name is Shawty Mane.
Shawty Mane? It's just because you're convinced everyone is secretly Bug Mane in an elaborate costume?
Oh, okay. Wow. You don't know deep Justin Bieber lore. So for a little bit, he started doing rap music and went by Shawty Mane. You should...
Shawty?
Shawty Mane.
Okay, like a D.
Like shorty, but like Shawty Mane.
Okay, so like a T, which is a lot like a D. It's like a penis with a cross. It's like a Christian penis is a T. You ever think about that?
Whatever you just said, yeah, I'll go with that. I'm going to send you this. Just listen to like the first couple little bits of Shawty Mane while I explain to the listeners what's going on today.
Okay, fine.
So, Sean, hey, he was gone for a few weeks. If he would like to discuss that, that's fine. But currently, he is listening to Shawty Mane speaking in tongues. He's saying, it's all like...
All right, real quick. The first 5 seconds is literally speaking in tongues, habba-dabby-dabby-dabby.
Yeah.
It's not even... It's like yabba dabba doo, but less musical.
It would have been better if they just... had him rap speaking in tongues, and they reversed speaking in tongues the second time.
Ooh, that would have been very clever, which I don't even, because he's like, what, 12 here? 15 maybe?
Yeah,
he's young
okay, there's a big thwop of age. He was not famous at 12, so he was probably 16.
Okay, that's a really cool effect that the producers should have been on, that I feel like at this point, because he's already famous, right? This is his I'm so famous I can do what I want, period.
But not Born This Way. No, yeah, he put out Born This Way. Baby,
he was the original star. I remember one time watching him and that country man who is an actor whose name I don't remember.
Rocket Raccoon.
It was Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon drove by and was like, man, I like your nose, but you're too Canadian. And then he drove away, and then we never heard of Justin Bieber again. But he definitely had producers around him at this point that were like, I don't care. He can just say dabby dabby doo and we'll slap a Justin Bieber sticker and it will sell. I'm not going to work.
It's not a Justin Bieber sticker, though. It's a Shawty Mane.
It's a Shawty Mane sticker. Would you be surprised to learn that the Shawty Mane stickers look a lot like Justin Bieber?
Okay, so
I think the only difference is he's wearing glasses.
You could sell them as the same. Actually, this was during his glasses phase. Unprescription.
And for you podcast listeners, just so you know, this entire time, even the Shuffling the Deck episodes, I've been wearing glasses.
Sometimes.
Right? I think most of the times I've been wearing glasses. Ready?
Yeah.
James. Now I am little Shawty Mane. Can you recognize me? Whoa! There are no glasses on my face, bitch.
You're not looking at me. There you go. You look, because you've grown your beard out so much, you look like a different person.
It's mostly the beard at this point.
The beard, no glasses. You with glasses, familiar. Beard, no glasses.
James, I've only listened to 7 seconds of this song. I don't want to listen to it anymore.
That's it. That's all you needed to.
Okay, good.
That was a meme that we would send people of like, hey, you want to listen to this new rapper, Shawty Mane? And then we'd play that.
It's like the next level of Rick rolling.
Yeah.
I like it.
There was an effective Rickroll when we did that anime convention tabling there. They were playing...
Like this week?
This week we did Fan Expo live, but last month when we were tabling at an anime convention out in the main commons area, someone was just like blasting on a Bluetooth speaker, like a big one, a bunch of like house hits from the late 90s, early 2000s. So like Barbie Girl came on, and then Blue came on, and people were like, yeah. And then like it gets into the drop. It's like, never want to give. And people were pissed because they got legitimately rickrolled.
I don't know. I guess I'm glad. Part of me is glad that people are still getting pissed because that's the perceived reaction. That's what you want. But like, I feel like in 2023, I get rickrolled. I'm kind of just excited. A, I'm nostalgic for getting rickrolled, and B, the song's pretty catchy.
Yes, but people were really excited to be hearing I'm Blue. Like, that was the song everyone was like, yeah, man. And it was a mid-set rickroll, and it should have been a rickroll, but changed into a house song. That would have been even better.
A little, yeah. Oh my gosh, if it was that, because I want to get like a full spectrum of emotions as an artiste. So like it starts as like the regular Rickroll, and people are like, "Oh fuck you, I'm mad," and then all of a sudden the bass gets a little bit heavier. There's a few more wah wah wahs, and you're like, "Oh shit, I'm getting Rickrolled." Fuck yeah.
I don't think Sean knows what house music is.
Yeah. And then there's that guitar that comes in and it's like, this
was a pre-record thing.
And then there's a big bad wolf, and he tries to blow down the music, but the wolf can't stop the music because the little pigs built their house music with bricks. Fucking bricks of cocaine.
And then Chavo comes into Dario Cueto's office.
Let's go. And James did mention it, but I would like to really quick thanks everyone who's coming in. It's been a hard 3 weeks for me. That will continue to be hard. I lost a very dear friend of mine. And thank y'all. I had a couple friends reach out, and just really anyone who's even coming back in and listening to us after a surprise 3 week hiatus. I want to thank you very much.
Was it 3 weeks?
I think it's been 3 weeks. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital with him, and then it was 1 week. I had a surprise trip back to Buffalo, which was really nice.
Oh, speaking of, real quick, did you know Big Rick graduated from the University of Buffalo?
Wait, no, I didn't. What did he? No, he didn't.
Yeah,
he really?
Did. Yeah.
Big Rick's my favorite. I've always said that. Don't go back and listen to old episodes. I've always said Big Rick was my favorite.
You have said that you really liked Ezekiel Jackson.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I don't think I watched Ezekiel Jackson.
Well,
I think I meant to say he was Ezekiel Jackson, and I like what he's doing here.
And maybe like you saying, I really wish he was in more of this means you enjoy him.
Yeah, exactly. And he's so, oh my gosh. I have been saying that for a lot. I'll let you know, I got really afraid that I've been bad-mouthing Big Rick. I don't think I have been.
No.
But just in Justin Bieber case, I want to be super clear. Shawty Mane style. I love Big Rick on Shawty Mane Street. I can't get Shawty Mane out of my head now, and this is not okay.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, yabba dabba doo. I'm Shawty Mane. How about you? Dario Cueto's office.
Yeah.
He's counting his money sneakily, which is such an interesting character choice, real quick. Just like, how do we open up on this frame of Dario Cueto? He's not taking the money out of the drawer. He's just like counting it while it's in the drawer. Chavo walks in, the man who killed the Legend of Blue Demon Jr. twice. And Chavo is here to call in his final favor, a title match with Prince Puma. He asks for no DQ. Dario says, anything for you. And Chavo's like, hey, anything?
I'm pretty sure Santos and Blue Demon versus the surf zombie ladies from outer space or whatever fucking movie. That's what killed the Legend of BDJ. I mean.
Okay, so you're the only person, not just in this call, but that I know who has seen this movie. So I have to take your word as gospel here. I have my doubts that didn't in fact make his legend even greater. Do you know how many surf zombies I run into on the daily that I'm like, God, if only there was a Blue Demon Jr. here to protect me and secure his legacy?
I'm kidding, because in Mexico it's like champion that style of shit. But if that stuff were to come out today, like wrestling fans in the United States would be like, oh man, Roman Reigns is the new fairy from the Tooth Fairy. He's sold out. And it's like, no, man, he's on this beautiful set, and he, as the Tooth Fairy, is fighting the personification of gingivitis.
Yeah. Well, and also it would have to be Roman Reigns to do the true 1-for-1. Roman Reigns as Roman Reigns as the Tooth Fairy, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, my name is Carl Henderson and I became the Tooth Fairy, whoops. No, it has to be like, hey, I'm Roman Reigns, and when I'm not out kicking ass and being your tribal chief, I'm also collecting teeth from children and giving them money. Because I feel like there are some there's always going to be, anytime art is subjective, you know this, and not just hip-hop, but especially horrorcore, the guys who come in, that's not real horrorcore, that's bullshit. And it's like, no, that's just, we're having fun. Like, we're having fun and we're experimenting. I fuck with, if you're a fan, not just even wrestling, any fan, if you're the kind of fan that's like, this is something weird and different and we're all having fun, I'll fuck with you. If you're gatekeeping, you can keep your castle, just don't gatekeep. I don't remember if that was this podcast or something else.
It was.
I think that was this. I think that was from you, yeah.
It might have even been from Shuffling the Deck, which, oh man. Sean, while you were in your absence, we got a bunch of new listeners.
Every time I'm gone, we get so many more listeners.
But guess what? 0 for Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling.
Always. Yay! But our TikTok is blowing up.
Yeah, the quick hits, not just on TikTok, on Facebook.
The ones I'm not on.
The Facebook, for some weird reason, some of them are getting like 2,000 views, and not just like 3-second views, like full minute-long views plus. Like, the retention rate for these videos is great. It's the best thing that I've ever put out in recent years.
I'm so proud of you. And, well, I wonder if, okay, insert self-deprecating that, the thing I'm not on joke, ha ha ha. But for true, I wonder if it's because X is such a fucking mess. Like, I've been going back to Facebook a lot more lately just because I don't want to be on X anymore because that website sucks.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I think also a lot of wrestling fans, because a lot seem to be, at least for the Lucha Underground stuff, from Mexico, a lot of the people giving likes. So it could just maybe in Mexico, Facebook isn't seen as like, hey, this is for boomers type deal.
Possibly. I'm curious. I'm curious to see in the next couple of years, though, if that sort of like backtracks. If like Facebook gets back, because I don't think there's really. I'm on Tumblr a lot more now after getting off Twitter. I don't post anything. I just like to scroll on Tumblr.
Yeah.
Shoot me your Tumblrs. I'll watch you.
Yeah. Yay. Speaking of, I guess I should have said, speaking of Santos movies and stuff.
Hell yeah.
We are going to be scheduling around your schedule for our Los Luchadores read. So let me know what day. I think next weekend you would be good to record.
I was a little behind the scenes. I was almost involved in the recording of the episode, I believe, correct? Unfortunately, aforementioned really bad things happened, and I got taken out of commission for about, again, like 2-3 weeks. And I listened to it. I'll say it on podcast to make it extra true. I texted James this, but I want to make it extra true. James, I'm very proud of your breakdown of Technicos v. Rudos and how that compares to the American babyface versus heels. Did a great job. Absolutely. But I remember just listening to it being like, oh man, I really want to be in this episode.
I just told Shelby, because Shelby's like, messaged me saying, hey, can you help me write the intro announcing? And I was like, just put down Sean improvises 3 sentences or less. Make sure you put in that stipulations.
Okay.
The Rudo gets over, the Technico gets over. Just like put down that and he will know what to do.
Yeah, I'll figure that out. I'm so excited. Okay. Yay. I don't remember what we were talking about, but we should probably talk about this episode.
Konnan is being discussed because Chavo Guerrero wants a shot at the title against Prince Puma tonight.
Yes. When Dario says anything, or Chavo's like anything, his anything is that if Konnan gets involved, new stipulation, Chavo automatically wins the title. It is no disqualification, but Konnan cannot get involved. The odds are stacked.
Specifically, though, Konnan and his cane, which is a children's book that should be burned.
If by burned, you mean burned into my retinas because I will not stop reading it, then I agree.
Konnan and his cane.
Also, shouts out to Chavo's evil chuckle. It's definitely improving. I thought this was a very serviceable evil chuckle.
He says,
like he needs to stop coming every time he evil chuckles, but he's getting there.
I just laugh like a Sailor Moon villains do, mixed with a fancy man.
Okay. And I just picture every time you laugh, you also come.
Yes, of course. Oh, man, you should see me at stand-up events. I'm depleted and drained by the end. I would say that Sailor Moon villains are also fancy men, but they're just fancy, extremely androgynous individuals.
Hell yes. Which reminds me, I need to rewatch Sailor Moon.
We have it all on DVD, dude.
Ooh. Well, it's not on DVD. What we have on, MDD, Mexican Dubweiser playing us to the desk.
There you go.
Hey, baby. As Stryker welcomes us to the temple and Vampiro is all fingers tonight.
Hell yeah, I love it when he's doing that. And he says it's going to be an explosion of biblical proportions, which is what happens when Jesus tries to make souffle. You thought it was going to be like cum or something? No.
Yeah, I did. I expect there to be cum in the souffle, but that's a Rick roll for later.
Nope.
If you put cum in surprising desserts, is that a dick roll?
No, I was going to say that's a hate crime. That's just a crime.
No, but it's a joke.
No.
Okay. The first
But that's what you need to do with your spouse. You need to if you start making them food in the morning, put a little bit of your semen in it so they start enjoying it. Am I right, fellas?
Yeah. And then what you do is, it's all about the prestige, the reveal. So what you do is you slowly start playing Rick Roll in the background, and that's how they know, oh, I just accidentally ate semen. Don't do this. This is a crime, actually. Now that I hear myself, it is a crime.
That's what also DJ Khaled's wife should start doing, and his food is just start squirting it a little bit, so then he starts craving her pussy.
Oh, we the best cunnilingus.
He's terrible at it. Everyone knows
He refuses to do it, yeah. No, which is why if you ever hear We the Best music, you have to scream, We the Best cunnilingus, because we're trying to help you. DJ Khaled, we're just trying to help.
It's an art form that takes practice. No one is good right off the bat. So it's also, it's a two-way street. Both people need to be, hey, I know what I like, the person being eaten out, and the person who's eating out needs to be receptive to feedback. And I want to be pretty much a puppy dog down there, just being told exactly what to do. And this is a mess I made, so my face is getting rubbed in it.
God. It's not even a joke. That's just, I think we're just recording porn now. I think this podcast is just porn. Delavar Davari is in the first match. Big Rick in the corner. We all remember he's hired Big Rick to be his muscle, to be his goon squad, to provide protection against the man he's been fucking with since day one, Tejano.
I want to see his spoon squad because this man, I guess, doesn't need him. Every single gravy bit he eats is the thinnest. He can just sip it up, which, holy shit, I need to tell this story, Sean.
Please.
Holy fuck. Okay, so back in the day, a famous, mostly speaking Sentai story was a time we were on the Red Line. This was maybe 2018, before we were doing the podcast. We had probably just gone seeing a movie downtown, maybe a riff tracks. We get on the train and it's packed. It's like 7 o'clock traffic, downtown Red Line. So we're underground. That is a big thing, full of people. We see a man just open up a plastic bag that says thank you on it, pull out a styrofoam cup with a lid on it, remove it, and it's the thinnest refried beans I've ever seen, and he starts drinking the refried beans from the cup.
Is it wrong that I totally get that guy?
Well, okay, maybe that is okay. However, on our way back from Fan Expo, a man sits down in front of us in the back of a bus in one of the facing inward seats.
This is the start to my favorite Art and Garfunkel song, by the way.
Okay, hell yeah.
Simon
I like
and
this.
Garfunkel. I forgot their names so bad.
Art
I can
and
only remember Art and
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel. Art and Garfunkel. Fuck Paul Simon.
So this man sits down in a fever. It just like sits down, or in a fervor, I should say. And I'm in the corner of my eyes because I'm looking out. I don't stare at people. I'm looking into the window area. But I see this man, you know, Salt Bae?
Yeah, that's when my girlfriend covers her in salt and I fucking have sex with her.
Sean,
Porn cast.
I need you to know, or I need to know, do you know who Salt Bae is?
Oh, wait, Salt Bae is a person?
Yes, okay, you've never seen this meme. It's that guy just doing a little bit of salt like this?
Yes, I have seen this meme.
Okay.
For those of you listening, he's doing the little finger between the thumbs sprinkle, and also, if you know the meme, he's almost like a magician, but he's a chef.
Okay, think of that, but someone doing a Salt Bae maneuver, so like pinching something, but then just like throwing it down on something. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening in my periffs? I have glasses on, but I can't see that well. So I turn because also there's a smell coming. I'm like, what is that? There is a man, and I watch him just frantically make a full-ass submarine sandwich on the bus.
Yes. All right. I was kind of on board with the refried beans guy. I love Subway artisans on the bus.
No, because his hands will get all hammy. And not only that, once he puts on and he's shoving the ham in the crevices just nonstop. And then once he's done with the ham, he palms a bunch of Doritos, crunches it up in his hands, and sprinkles them in. And then...
An awesome thing to do from the comfort of your home where you can wash your hands after.
Even that, I crunch them up in the bag, then sprinkle them on because I don't touch food, guys.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that's the thing.
As I told...
Hey, guys, if you want someone to touch your food, hit me up.
Okay, as I told Presley on a recent Height of Horror, because she was baffled, and then after I said I don't touch food, there was a beat, and she's like, are you autistic? I'm like, stop calling me that, everyone. I got tested. But then I said there was once when I went into a Taco Bell downtown, I was about to order, but I noticed something. I said, hey, do you have forks and knives? And they said no, so I just turned around and walked out.
Hell yeah. James does not touch food, you sickos.
But then this man proceeded to eat this sandwich, but as if he was like... ripping it just with his teeth and going like, yes. And I'm like, ugh. And then he dusted himself off after eating all of it. And then as if he's like, this area is filthy. Then he went and sat somewhere else.
God damn it. Like, he's surprised that his mess area is now a mess. That's not how you eat pussy, guys.
No.
Don't be the puppy dog that doesn't, oh no, whose mess is this? And then you walk away. No, you'll get your face rubbed in it, and this is porn now.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. Yes.
But back to the boiling points and boiling heights, because, man, there's a lot of loose ends that will be tied in the coming weeks, because we have 3 episodes until Ultima Lucha Part 1, which we will be doing watch-alongs as episodes for each, because, Sean, while watching this episode, I was like, holy shit, I missed this. I love wrestling.
It's really good. And this is also a big blow-off. I'm a little surprised this didn't go to Ultima Lucha. Because, of course, when Daivari first made his debut, it was by attacking Tejano while he was in a match. And the only way I can describe it, silly slapping him. Like, they show, at the beginning of the episode, they show the recap of him just like Bugs Bunny-esque forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. So this is a big blow-off. This is also Tejano he's a big baby face now.
Yeah.
A blue collar warrior south of the border. He sells ass kickings and ass kicking accessories.
I wrote down they just couldn't keep him a heel. He's so charismatic that you need him to be the good guy, which I think is why in Lucha Underground they're not having him feud with what's his nuts.
Alberto?
Yeah, because no one wants when it's those two in the ring. Tejano needs to win.
I think, it's still, and again, it's so odd, and we'll see it later. It's a very weird time for Alberto. I feel like we talk about it every other episode, but how important Alberto was to wrestling fans who were tired of the WWE product, what he represented to when he was coming into the WWE, and how disappointing that first run ended, because he was a big AAA star that was finally like, oh, they're going to push someone who is not specifically John Cena or Brock Lesnar. Nothing wrong with them, but they're so ingrained in that system. There's such a style to that system. It becomes homogenized. So like he represented something outside of that system, and then it kind of turned out he might just be a terrible, terrible person. And more than anything, I hope he's okay now.
You want to know my favorite AAA star?
Who's your favorite AAA star?
Mario.
Yahoo!
Because he's in AAA video games.
Yeah, and AAA movies now.
Oh, yeah. Go watch it on Peacock.
Someday, after I watch that Cody doc.
Also, this was my only, besides the Cody doc, I watched that. Very good.
Need to watch that. The fact that you watched that before I did amazes me. I need to watch it.
Also, I started that Teddy Hart docu-series.
Ooh, I have not watched it, but I do know who Teddy Hart is. And if you guys don't know who Teddy Hart is...
Listen to a previous episode of this, because we've talked about it.
Did we talk about him?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And then I saw there was this documentary by this guy who... Guys, watch it. It sucks that this dude is just now coming out with all of this information. He could have went to the authorities before this woman went missing and gotten him on all these other charges that were brought to him back in 2015.
Is this Teddy?
It's about this dude who saw Teddy back in like 2011 or something and was like, holy shit, this dude I need to make a documentary reality show about. Because he has so many layered things. But in the process of making so much footage, he has evidence that he could have turned into the police in like 2015-ish when he was charged
Holy shit.
by his then wife and his then like throuple girlfriend.
Yo, wait, so is the documentarian catching charges now as well?
No, he is bringing all of this information. So he has this high quality documentary, like reality show footage that is being interspliced into this the 3-part docu-series.
Teddy Hart, because I think what we did talk about too was his moonsault off the top of the batting fence in Buffalo, and how that was such an important part to my young wrestling fan life. He's such a fascinating guy. You probably never, ever want to meet.
Oh, yeah.
Also recommended, if you ever see the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent, they had an interview series for a while, and there's a great little sort of like preview of the Teddy Hart episode on YouTube. Also subscribe to them. But if you want to just catch the free, it is wild. It is wild and uncomfortable and fascinating. But we got Davari versus Tejano.
Oh, wait, what's his name?
Davari?
Huh? What's his full name?
Delavar Davari.
No, it's not. I could have swore it was Davari Jabroni. And you want to know how he hurt his shoulder, Sean?
How did he hurt his shoulder, James?
From plucking out shoulder hairs.
Oh, God. Vampiro, by the way, is on one tonight.
Man,
also.
Vampiro rules. We gotta get him on the show.
He's not healthy enough to do shows anymore, unfortunately.
Oh, wait. Podcasts or...
I don't think he can do podcasts anymore. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Again, all well wishes, all like positive vibes to Vampiro, who I believe is in Vegas now. Unfortunately, I don't think he can do a lot of I don't think he can do media anything.
Damn.
Anymore, which is a shame. Yeah. Vampiro kicks ass.
Yeah.
If this podcast is anything else, just like how Shuffling the Deck made me a juggalo, or at the very least juggalo. No, I'm full on juggalo. That's fair. This version, the Sweaty Times, it's just about appreciating Vampiro. How good he is.
It's also from me only knowing Vampiro from his... Did you ever listen to Maniac Killa's, the Twisted song that I sent you that Vampiro's on?
Is he like on the intro?
Yeah, he's on the intro.
I probably only listened to the intro.
Okay, good. So that was my only experience with him. And then seeing him in the beginning of this, I'm like, I don't know about this man. But now I'm just like, he's so He's knowledgeable. His rise to stardom's insane. 2 thumbs up to Vampiro.
Yeah, he's super invested in the younger generation. You hear, I mean, and you even seen that doc we watched a couple weeks ago, where it's like he's so invested. He wants people to succeed, which is my favorite type of person.
Yeah,
and he's silly. He's so fun. He's violent and silly, which is all I want out of my wrestlers.
That's that juggalo in him.
Whoop whoop.
But yeah, so in this match, Tejano's getting his shit wrecked in the beginning, really focusing on the leg and the knee, and Tejano does such a great acting job selling that.
Oh, he's phenomenal. And it's like, shouts out, because this is, anytime Daivari is in Lucha Underground, you kind of see the style shift to more of a WWE, less is more type of deal. And it's one of those things, I remember there was, it could go really poorly, or it can like do a lot. Also, the fact that it's Daivari running away from Tejano until he gets that cheap shot, and then he just works over the knee.
Yeah.
It makes Tejano look so strong, because the only way Daivari can get that knee opportunity is by cheating and by playing dirty and using Big Rick as the distraction.
Throughout this entire match, Vampiro is acting as if he doesn't know Daivari's name, and so be Striker and say his true full name.
And taking over now is Delavar Daivari.
Where's the J? Vampiro says that because he's like, yeah, he's Daivari Jabroni Delavari.
They also have it at one point when Daivari is doing some dirty business behind the referee's back, and Matt Striker asks, how do they get away with it? And Vampiro comes in, well, how do the Globetrotters never win the NBA championship?
Well, they're not in the NBA.
And it's even delivered in such a sweet way of like, you can tell how much Striker loves Vampiro. Like he's giggling, he's chuckling, he never talks down to him unless it's like, you can tell they're in character and it's Vampiro getting very heated and Striker has to defend the honor. But like in this exchange, it's so sweet.
In the last match, there's such great comedy with them and someone else from outside the table.
We will get to it. We'll finish this up. Tejano's brutal honor is getting snuffed out by Daivari's cheating game plan, as James so elegantly put it earlier. But Tejano finally starts fighting back. The treble in Daivari's chops versus the bass in Tejano's. Great call from Striker there. Big Rick gets on the apron, Tejano's bull rope in hand, misses the punch, super kick by Tejano off the apron, sit out powerbomb for the Tejano win at 6 minutes and 10 seconds, seemingly putting an end to this rivalry.
There was also another like, hey, no, Vampiro, come on, man. I believe it was, when they were outside of the ring, he started getting counted out, and then Vampiro's like, yeah, not like Big Rick knows anything about that. And then Striker goes, yeah, Big Rick can count Vampiro.
Yeah. Vampiro, I think he literally asks, you think Big Rick can count? Like, yes.
Big Rick can count.
Like his whole deal is that he is in it for the money. All he does is count.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge portion of his character, is how much he loves counting. He is the count of Lucha Underground.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Prince Puma is the Elmo. I want to say Pentagon Jr. is the Grover. I'm not sure who the Grover is.
Okay. No, he's kind of the Oscar. Pentagon.
That's true. Pentagon's the Oscar. Phoenix is the Grover.
And Snuffleupagus is Drago.
Hell yeah, because does he exist?
Yeah, I was literally going to say that. Fuck, there is such a good line from someone in this episode.
We cut to the temple gym as Konnan is watching Puma pump iron. And he tells him, it doesn't matter, the deck is stacked against you. I know Chavo a long time. He's many things, but not a champion.
Well, what are those many things?
He is a human humidifier. He is a tiny ballerina in the palm of your hand. He is a lover, a fighter, and a never gonna dyer. He is the guy in the parking lot selling off-brand, knock-off Grateful Dead teas.
But you want to know what he's not?
What's that?
A reciprocal for human waste. That's his gym bag.
Whoa.
Well, he says he's a liar.
We shit in your bag.
He's a liar, a cheat, and a scrupulous.
A scrupulous?
That's what he said, I think.
He does. No, I think you're right. Katrina appears. Katrina appears and says, "Fuck you, Puma. Mill's gonna eat your lunch." And then Mill appears, stares into his soul, and disappears. Konnan reminds Puma it's all mind games. Don't let her get into your head. But Puma's a little shook.
That doesn't make sense, Sean. You want to know why? Mill ain't mind games. He's mime games, like charades, because he's a mute.
In the locker room. I'm no-selling this joke. I'm mostly no-selling it because we just got it. We got to get through this, but it was a very good joke. I'm proud of you. Absolutely. In the locker room, Konnan's been boys with this mysterious luchador who he's talking to. We don't see them. We just know that Konnan and this luchador are very close. And Konnan knows they've wanted to get Chavo a long time. He knows Chavo wouldn't ask for this match against Puma tonight unless he has another trick up his sleeve. So on behalf of Mexico and the disrespect Chavo has shown, Konnan gives them the go-ahead to clear the debt and fuck Chavo up. Let's go to the next match. Hernandez versus Drago. Last week, of course, Hernandez cost Drago a title shot at Ultima Lucha, and now Drago is here for revenge.
Man, this starts out with Drago just getting hit, thrown over, and he recovers so quickly. It's like his recovery time is like my refractory time.
For true. I wrote down, it's Hernandez's hubris in his size. He's so confident in his size that it becomes a disadvantage, as Drago will not be intimidated, nor will he die. Mm-hmm. So every time Hernandez starts doing that little strut, it's like, oh no. Hernandez is a holder of 20 major championships. Vampiro as striker, can you tell me one? And I'm not talking about a hot dog eating championship at the fair.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wrote down a state fair dog eating contest because, Sean, guess what?
What's up?
Dominators change. We're no longer dominating with a slowly moving thing. We're dominating via chewing. We are biting dogs.
All right, and real quick, because I don't have the time to tell you how wrong you are, you just want to let new listeners know exactly what a dominator is in a sentence or less.
Listen to previous episodes, and when you start with episode 1, or just start when Cade shows up, because that's when it starts, just please send me every time I mentioned the dominator so I can do a quick cut.
Hernandez finally catches Drago. Hernandez finally catches Drago. Drago's up top on Hernandez immediately. But when Hernandez catches Drago, it's a problem. Blocks it to Harris with a buckle bomb. He's just polishing the horns of Drago before chopping him in the chest. Literally just one-handing him. They keep referring to it the way like you would handle a bag of groceries is the way Hernandez is handling Drago.
No, they specifically, I believe, said it looks like he's carrying a gym bag, which somehow is less full of innards than Chavo's literal gym bag.
Which is filled with shit because we shit in your bag. Chavo, we shit in your bag.
Also, hey guys, if you're listening to from episode 1, please tell us, why did we start saying that?
I don't know, because...
Was it something Vampiro said? I don't know.
No, I think it's specifically something I brought up about like the SmackDown in the early 2000s where JBL and like certain like veteran wrestlers would shit in younger wrestlers' gym bags because it was an unhealthy environment. Any of those old timers who say wrestling's not the same anymore, yeah, that's because it's sustainable and healthy and not a fucking playground of douchebags.
Well, maybe they thought Chavo could figure out, hey, are my shits healthy?
Maybe that's it. Maybe Chavo was a doctor this whole time and he's just demanded stool samples from The Undertaker. Mm-hmm. Hey, Mark, come shit in my bag. It's for your health. The chill of Hernandez is disrespecting the honor of the fight. It's one of the reasons Vampiro and Stryker mentioned that Hernandez is so hated in this temple. Now it's Drago's turn to catch Hernandez. Catches him sleeping on the top rope, big Frankensteiner. It's not the size of the fighter, but the size of the fight as Drago planches over the top rope. Big springboard corkscrew off the apron to the outside, but this is where Hernandez's size does him some favors. He recovers, border toss Drago onto the apron. Brutal. Rips a fan's belt off in a very aggressive hug.
Yeah, that's prison love, baby.
That's a direct Vampiro quote that I did not write down.
I did.
Yeah, you did. Hernandez beats and chokes Drago with the belt. DQ at 6 minutes and 43 seconds.
Then he grabs the mic, Sean, and what's the first thing he says?
You dumbass fans, dragons are not real. Your hero is just a man. A man, I just whooped his ass. He doesn't know that dragons and you can be a dragon and a luchador at the same time.
Yeah, Sean has said he's a literal dragon.
And I have said he's a literal. I've always said he's both. I don't know why I have this entire.
I edit this show. I hear it more than you.
Okay, well done. I definitely said both. Last time we talked about this, I definitely said he was both.
Yes, but you originally would always tell me he's a real dragon.
I might have said that once. And it's, to be fair, it's also because if you're newer to wrestling and you don't want to he's both a dragon and a luchador, which I guess I should start like that. I almost want to press upon someone the fantasy first, right? Mm-hmm. Especially depending who they are. I know, James, you are a fan of fantastical things. You are willing to suspend disbelief for the art, for good fiction. And some people like that. Some people don't want the suspension of disbelief. They want to be pushed that way. And those are the people that see him more as a luchador than a dragon. Where, again, I think the best place to watch is that he is both. He is an actual dragon and he is a luchador at the same time. But it's just, I don't know.
There was one quote that we did not mention. In the middle of the fight, Stryker's like, Drago has to use his speed and ability. He has to work around what God gave him. And Vampiro's like, you sure God gave him that? Look at this dude. He's from the pits of hell, man.
Hell yeah, baby. Satan's giving us some cool fucking wrestlers.
To which Stryker does not respond to.
No. Stryker is a hard Christian. He has a cross-shaped penis. Not because he was born that way, but just because he loves Jesus and Larry the Cucumber so much.
Dude, I love Larry the Cucumber and Bible Man Brothers.
Fucking hate them both so much. Apparently, Willie Ames is a piece of shit, too.
Yeah, he always has been, but...
I didn't know that because I don't follow Willie Ames's career or the things he says hard enough.
Real quick, I mentioned Bible Man at the live podcast recording, and just an audible, from the crowd.
It's so odd. It is one of the things every time I tell someone, I was telling the woman I was seeing the other night, how I've never seen VeggieTales until I was an adult. And she's like, I love VeggieTales. I'm like, it's so bad. And it's so weird, just how we, because you are not, and I don't think you've ever really been specifically Christian, right?
Absolutely not.
But you grew up with VeggieTales.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have spent 12 years in Catholic school. As much as I identify more as religious than specifically Catholic, I do understand a lot of Catholicism. It's the prism I'm most familiar with to experience my religion. And I've never seen a VeggieTales until you showed it to me, and I fucking hate that shit. It's everything wrong with Christianity.
You want to know why I watched VeggieTales and why I watched things that were marketed towards demographics that were not me? I watched everything. I didn't care what it was as long as it was of quality. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this. I said recently, I was like, because it was brought up for the first time. I have never heard anyone talk about it besides me. Nicole still doesn't believe the show exists. We will be doing it on This Existed. I heard on the Rewind, a show that I edit, they started talking about Cousin Skeeter from Nickelodeon. Do you remember that?
I loved Cousin Skeeter. Cousin Skeeter was awesome. Hell yeah. One of my favorite Happy Meals I ever got was a little Cousin Skeeter puppet. You put your fingers into his legs and you did a little kick dance.
Because I told Nicole, I was like, maybe I'm the only white person who remembers Cousin Skeeter.
I have just decided I am guesting on that episode of This Existed to discuss Cousin Skeeter.
Unless PJ and Dana want to guest on it.
Nah, that's fair. They get more views than I do.
I think they probably do.
No, I gotta imagine. The most popular this podcast ever is the moments where I'm not on it.
Or also when we're talking about ICP.
Yeah, exactly. Katrina appears behind Chavo in it looks like it's a dark hallway. Kind of the same deal as the Puma appearance, mind games. If you defeat Puma tonight, you will have to fight Mill. You dummy, he's gonna eat your lunch and shit in your bag.
But at least he can say he was a champ for a little bit.
Yeah, well, and Chavo, the veteran, rolls resistance against mind games. Totally no-sells it, nonplussed. He says, fucking good, I don't even want my lunch. All I want is that belt. And Mill is pissed. It's weird, like Mill is, like, Puma reacts. Puma is afraid of Mill. You can see it in his eyes. Chavo, nothing. And Mill fucking hates it.
Chavo might also be like, if I have the belt once, you guys will stop shitting in my bag.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true. We'll shit in your bag more. Are you kidding me? You'll have an extra bag to carry the belt. We'll shit in the belt bag. Marty the Moth Martinez versus Alberto El Patron.
Which, hey guys, this will be on Quick Hits.
Marty is a creep behind Melissa Santos as she announces him. He's just a creepy little dude. Not even specifically, he is creeping on Melissa, but he's also just a creep in his soul.
He's being a moth. Moths are creepy.
Yeah, and again, shout out to the real Marty Martinez. I think he's a lovely guy. Very fun to watch. Martin Casal on Twitch. He's great. This character, he's a little creep. And AAA mega champion Alberto makes his entrance. The man who will fight Johnny Mundo at Ultima Lucha. A lot of bad blood between those two right now.
I said Marty better whoop his ass.
Yeah. Anyway, the bell rings and Alberto.
You want to know what?
Yeah.
Marty does start doing a great job in the beginning, just, blocking those punches with his face.
Yeah. Also, the way Alberto starts the match, he looks one way, then rushes him down the other. Like, it's literally the classic, like, hey, I'm looking over here, punch you in the face. He starts getting his receipts in, real quickly stopped, attacks the armbar submission, 54 seconds. Alberto takes the mic.
And then I turn it off.
Yeah, I don't blame it. It's a great promo. And it's again, weird knowing what we know about Alberto now. I don't really follow his career. I hope he's sobered up. I hope he's gone into like whatever therapy he needed for his, failings as a man in a relationship. I hope he's doing better.
I did put down, oh no, it was Mundo's fault.
No. What? Mundo's fault?
Because he's like, when you threw me through that window, it brought out the evil in me.
That's what made him an abusive husband and cocaine addict. Jesus.
I also I think I know why. He reminds me visually of Phil Dunphy from Modern Family, but if he was pompous.
Yeah, which I think is fair. Again, there's so much, like, he does come from such a rich wrestling history, and that's it's interesting because, and I realized this the other night, one of the interesting things about wrestling in America being as unhealthy. I don't know if are you familiar with Dark Side of the Ring, that Vice docuseries?
Yes.
And like how I love it. Our friend R2 Shelby too. When we were talking about wrestling, I think that was like her entrance was just like, oh my God, wrestling's has been very unhealthy. Like she's like started watching those. It's like, this is fucking crazy. I'm like, I know. Thankfully, and we touched about this earlier in this episode, how it is healthier. We don't have the boys shitting in each other's bags anymore, or the rampant drug everything abuse that these guys used to go through in the 70s, 80s, even 90s. Like, it's so hard on so many of these bodies. It's a lot healthier. And one of the things, hopefully we're not going to see it for 10, 20 years, is something that Mexico has had for so long. I don't know how much healthier it was, but that it was such a part of that it was a culture, that it was a lot more respected than it was here in America, are these legacy acts. That there are wrestlers who are now old enough and stable enough to have children who might want to go into wrestling someday. We see Becky and Seth have a wrestling baby. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins of the WWE, they got a little wrestling baby. There's Swerve Strickland has a baby now. The Jacksons, Matt Hardy's children have been featured on television beating up adults. It's very sweet. So I'm very curious to see if that happens. Like, again, 20 years from now or so, we start seeing these American wrestling legacies like we've seen in Mexico. Like Alberto Tejano is a junior. Rey Mysterio Jr. is inherited the mask from his uncle. the original Rey Mysterio. Like that is such a huge part of Mexican wrestling is the legacy. I'm curious if we'll see that in America again, 10, 20 years. Now that wrestling is a lot healthier, I think. The culture is.
We've gotten like Cody Rhodes, stuff like that.
We got Cody Rhodes, that's true. I feel like it is a lot rarer though. Like there definitely are, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes.
Dwayne The Rock.
And Roman Reigns, the entire Anoa'i family. But I feel like that's specifically the Anawais and that tradition of Samoa and Hawaiian wrestling is just so, it's almost isolated in a way it feels like, where they just kind of saw like what Jake the Snake Roberts was doing with a bag of cocaine. And they're like, we're going to stay over here for a little bit longer. we're gonna hang out over here until WWE wants to offer us a big contract.
But speaking of hanging out over there, that's what Konnan's doing in the next and final matchup.
A no disqualification Lucha Underground Championship match, Chavo Guerrero with the Crew versus Prince Puma. To open the match, Vampiro would like to apologize for discounting Chavo this whole time. He's a piece of shit, but he's legit, which are two of Vampiro's favorite things.
I don't know who screamed it. It must have been someone in the crowd when talking about like, hey, this is a no disqualification match. If Konnan gets in the ring, it will be DQ'd. So Puma is on his own with Chavo, and you hear someone scream, he's a madman.
I agreed with him, whoever said that.
And then someone else starts screaming because like Vampiro saying like, oh yeah, you want to know it's fine, this and that, like Konnan, get out of here. And then Konnan clearly walked up to the commentating table and just starts screaming loud enough to be picked up into their mics.
It's so cute. He's not screaming. I think his voice doesn't sound crazy high. I think he's just like projecting his voice in there. Well, he wanders over to commentary into Vam's. I picture it being Vampiro's mic. He says, different strategy with Chavo, same results. And Vampiro's immediately like, get out of here. Konnan says, shut up, you dumbass. And it's this moment I realize I ship these two so fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
They are so cute together. It's so sweet. Just that like, get out of here. Shut up, you dumbass. I want them to kiss so badly. You don't understand.
I don't know about that. I would like to see like a buddy, like what's the name of that? It's Strangers.
On a train?
No, the odd,
with Candy.
Not the Odd Couple. It's the Belky dude. The Odd Couple. Is that what I'm thinking of?
That's a sitcom and a play by Neil Simon that is sort of the progenitor of the Balky show, not Silver Spoons. I know because I know the show you're also referring to is a take on the Odd Couple. But yes, they would be a very sweet Odd Couple, and even their rivalries for so long was, Konnan. We saw in that Vampiro doc those early Konnan stuff where he's practically Mike Tyson. Like levels of wealthy. He has a tiger. Hey, Konnan, do you have a horse? Of course I do. You want to see it? Cut to Konnan on a horse. Like where he is this wealthy megastar. And then Vampiro is this grungy, looks like he came from the sewers, rock star. You don't want to bring home to mother type. Like that Odd Couple rivalry back in, when Vampiro was debuting and they were wrestling together in Mexico. Mm-hmm. And they've been doing something like that their entire forever. I mean, in that Vamp doc, the scary Karrion Kross bump that Vampiro takes, it's against Konnan. Konnan's like, let me introduce to you my big new heavy guy, and he's gonna slam you to the mat, Vampiro. Like they always are gonna go back and forth, and it's so like they're just so sweet together. I love them.
It is Perfect Strangers, which I was like, no, that's like a thriller crime drama. No, it's Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers, starring Bulky and I think it's
someone
Michael.
Else. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. Vampiro also asked, where's Bale of the Crew, the third member of the crew? Oh. He's been missing for weeks. James, do you remember where Bale is?
He got his head eaten.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I love wrestling so much sometimes. It's Puma the God versus Tex-Mex badass Chavo in our no disqualification Lucha Underground Championship match tonight. Match opens with Puma chain wrestling Chavo into a few knots, and Chavo appreciates the technique. You see him get that smirk. He's like, oh yeah, wrestling, cool. However, Chavo understands that he needs to cheat, so he does.
No.
He goes on the outside, kind of calls out Konnan. Puma's like, oh no. He doesn't fall for it this time, but he falls for it the second time. When Chavo buckles his knee, Puma turns his back on the crew, who jump him immediately. Start whipping him with the kendo stick, just beating the shit out of him. It's a problem. Konnan tries to square off with the crew, not to get involved, but just to give Puma time to recover. That's not even enough. Crew is holding down Puma. Chavo's climbing the top rope, still holding his knee. So I guess he actually, at least in storyline, did hear it. He wasn't trying to trick Puma. He did tweak his knee. Gets to the top rope. They're holding him down. Frog splash. It's the end of the match when who shows up to save the day?
Well, these are problems, and they're acting like children right now. It is Matt Ritter, not John Ritter, not his son. A kid I went to high school with, Matt Ritter, comes out and destroys.
And no one makes a reaction because nobody knows who this guy is, except for one voice loudly in the background going, yeah, whoop, whoop. And it is clearly James. James has been in the temple since day one. He wasn't going to tell us because he wanted to save it for this Matt Ritter kid he went to high school with reveal.
And I said it a little prematurely when I screamed, he's a madman.
That was also James.
No, it's Tejano, guys, and I was just so excited.
Yay! Babyface Tejano's here for the honor of Mexico and the honor of shitting in Chavo's bag. He is here to put an end to this. Beats the shit out of the crew, saves Puma, who ends up hitting the 450 splash to pin Chavo 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Konnan comes back into the commentary. Did I prove you wrong again, Vamp? Fuck off, Konnan. They're so cute. And the post-match,
Well, Tejano on the outside of the ring gets the mic and he says, hey, Chavo, Mexico isn't coming for you. Mexico is here.
Mexico's right here, Pero. Yeah, he is a bitch. Yeah. Very exciting. And that's the end of the episode. We could just end the episode right here because there's no more episode left. Wait a minute. There's a little bit more episode in the locker room. Chavo, titleless, sad, and his leg is still hurt. When Blue Demon comes in and assures Chavo not to worry. He doesn't fight people who are already hurt. I'm not like you. Whoa! Chavo asks him, so what? Now Tejano's doing your dirty work? Yeah, and I heard the crowd cheering for Tejano tonight. I've never heard him cheer for you like that. Maybe because he's Mexico and you're just some has-been who's been living in Miami. Blue Demon Jr. could not stand the slander against Miami. There is a lovely city. The beaches.
The serial killers.
The movie, The Birdcage, starring Robert Williams and Nathan Lane.
Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 3, The Bad Boysening, The Bad Boysenberry.
I'm pretty sure it's Bad Boys Forever, but okay.
Well, that makes no sense. Then what happened to Bad Boys 3 ever?
No, that is Bad Boys 3.
Bad Boys 3 Forever? That
doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense.
Hey, Batman did it too.
Batman's a piece of shit. Just like Chavo. Anyway, Blue Demon Jr. slams Chavo's head into the locker, then into the other locker, and then screams, I am Mexico! I am! Yo soy Mexico! Yo soy! As Blue Demon Jr. leaves, Chavo smirks. Did he just get himself a match and a payday for Ultima Lucha? Find out next week on Dragon. It is real.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. Sean, do you have anything to plug?
Hey, so again, it's been a hard 3 weeks, so my Twitch has been a little rough. Hoping to get back to it pretty soon. Over on twitch.tv/Goose Von Kaiser. Watch me have a good time. James, can you go ahead and plug something while I look something up real quick?
Yeah, hey guys, listen to my music under Marshland Monster. I have a new EP coming out with MC Deep on September 15th, I believe, whatever that Friday is around there. And then, hey, head over to mlmpod.com to find out information about all our free feed podcasts, like Mostly Speaking Sentai Height of Horror, Formulaic, Hit It and Crit It, and Sweet Child of Time. It's all good stuff. Then head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. It's great stuff over there. This week is our ultimate episode of Death from Above, a Sam and Max podcast. It's going to be fun, and $10 gets you all of that content plus monthly bonus exclusive stuff in the form of straight to Patreon or watch-alongs. It's real good. We're going to be talking, I think, about the worst Star Trek episode ever, as said by our friend Mars from Next Generation. It's going to be fun, and you get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour. We don't have time. Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, Jordan B, The Chaos Witch, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua Jakis, Steve Barnes, A Sweet Child of Time, and Intro Void. Check him out. The Woman Which I Emerged, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and former roommate Shane, That Fed, twitch.tv/Core Winning, It's Corwin, and from the Rom Complex plus Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby 2, R2 Shelby 2.
And real quick, I wanted to make sure you can still donate if you're interested regarding my friend who I lost. There's a GoFundMe set up for his beautiful, lovely, love her very much wife. GoFundMe.com. Keep on prancing. And if you just want to look at pictures of this, the dude was, oh my gosh, he was like a yoga. He was so fucking jacked. He's got beautiful body pictures. Purple Prancer on Instagram to just appreciate him. But yeah, that's GoFundMe.com. Keep on prancing. And you keep on being you while I keep on being Sean.
And I've been James.
And this has been Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, yeah.